Hello, welcome everyone into my corner of the internet. I am delighted to have you here. This video here marks September in terms of my 2022 reflection, in which I rate all of the debuts I could find last year. Debut is such an important and glorified part of the K-pop process, so it really interests me to watch them all and just see the differences in quality and budget and genre. I am having a really great time, and I hope you are too. So in the past, I've made it all the way up to this point, and then I realized that my rating does kind of have a slight scale to it. I tend to write it off a lot as like, there's no rhyme or reason to these numbers I'm giving, it's just a snap decision, and that admittedly is a portion of it, but not all of it. I haven't really analyzed my own patterns up until now, but in case you were curious, this is like the loose system I'm working with here. If I give something a 1 or a 2, this is something I actively dislike and would avoid at all costs. A 3 to a 4 is more of like a passive dislike. I'm not going to stop someone from playing it, but I'm not going to listen to it on my own, and I'm probably would circumvent it on purpose. 5 is going to be your true neutral. I don't have any strong feelings of it one way or another. And then you have a 6 or a 7, which is a passive enjoyment of the song. I like it well enough, I enjoy my listen to it, but I am not likely to go out of my way to listen to it again. But I did enjoy the time that I spent with it for the sake of the review. And then we climb upwards, and then we get that 8 and a 9, and then this is an active enjoyment. I will go out of my way to listen to this song again. These are songs that I've probably saved in my monthly playlists or into a more permanent playlist, stuff like that. And then we have a 10 out of 10. That's just 10 out of 10. These are things that I love. I think it has flaws, but I'm willing to forgive the flaws, or better yet, I didn't think it had flaws. I just really love finding perfect 10s. They're so exciting. 8 and 9s are also very exciting to me, but a perfect 10 is just a perfect 10. And especially if I didn't expect the song to rate super high. Those are my favorite ones, the surprise 10s. So, up until now, it's been about 8 videos to get here, but there it is. There's my scale. That's what I'm using to rate. If you're ever curious what I'm using loosely, loosely is really the key word here, and I cannot emphasize it enough. It's very loose in this ranking. I don't follow my own rules. You should know this by this point if you watched the January video, and then I listed a bunch of rules, and I've probably broken almost all of them by now. There you go. Those are my rules. I tend to think of myself as a pretty light rater. You can decide for yourself, but this is kind of the framework I'm working within. So we're here, we are in September, month number 9. I'm very proud of myself for making it this far. I hope you're enjoying it if you've made it this far with me. Let me know if you did jump in. Hopefully you started with January because that's how time works, but what video popped up for you to find this video and then go back? Anyway. September. So we got less debuts also. That's what I have to address. I know in the last one I kind of hyped up the amount of debuts we were going to have in September here. That's my bad. I can't count. It's next month. It's October that has so many debuts. I think there's 13-ish. I just totally misremembered what color is on my spreadsheet. So I'm still hyped to tell you all of my thoughts and feelings about September. And I'm hyped to tell you about my thoughts and feelings about October. They both have some really good songs, and we'll get there as soon as we can, but my bad. I made a mistake. And then finally, what we can address here is that I've set a couple of rules for myself throughout the project and a couple of stylistic details in terms of formatting. Some were for some time, some were for personal interest, etc., etc. I've explained to them a couple of times in the beginning, so if you know, you know. And if you don't know, feel free to ask. All I really need to do here, all I want to do here, is emphasize, as I do every month, that this video is opinion-based. Everything I say is because it's my personal thoughts and subjectivities. I don't really expect people to agree with me. It's fun when they do, but it's not a goal or an expectation. I am here because I enjoy K-pop and I want to be able to talk about it without boring the people in my life because they do not care about K-pop in the way that I do, or sometimes at all. So I'm here to have fun, not to be taken seriously. This is not a persuasive piece. I hope we're all clear on that, because now I am heading forward into the debuts, and let's take a peek, shall we, and reminisce on September 2022. We Na, Psycho. This song is super cute, and I personally find that really funny because the concept is just so wholesome and smiley, and it's not even smiling in like a creepy way, since the title is about feeling like a psycho. It's just funny. But it's a catchy song, and it's got a circular feeling to it. There's a good sense of motion in this song, and I think the choreography does a really great job at accentuating that circular feeling. It's got a familiar sound to it, and I spent most of the runtime trying to figure out why. At the end, I finally figured it out. I think this song is very, very similar to Pretty G's Ola. The gear up into the chorus really like nails that in about it. And I like the song Ola, so it's not a knock against that necessarily. 7 out of 10 overall for liking the song. Wish it was a tiny bit more original. Choi Yoojung, Sunflower. I wasn't really interested in this song when it first came out. I don't remember why, but I know people were talking about it and they really liked it. And apparently, I really need to start paying attention when people say they like things, because there's a good chance I will like it too. This song surprised me. With a title like Sunflower, I thought it was going to be a more sweet and floral track, and that is not what it delivered, and I'm so okay with that. The flow of the song is great, and the variation in the different sections of the songs was also really great to keep interest, but it never steered too far off course from the main portion of the song, so it never felt jumbled or off kilter. It never felt like a bunch of puzzle pieces that didn't fit quite right together. They all fit together. I think the hip-hop bass line also worked really well for this song. Truly, my only critique is that I wish there was a little more outro. Just some ad-libs or some more music even. Just a couple more notes, because right now it ends really, really suddenly, and I did not like being roughly dropped off after just floating along with this song. But really, that's my only critique. It's a 9 out of 10 and I'm delighted with it. MUSE, Drip. I couldn't really get into her flow. It doesn't feel like she's rapping, she's just kind of talking, and I think there's a very big difference between those two things. For one verse, I'm a little more lenient if people have kind of a talk rap style, but since this is just a whole rap song, it was a miss for me. As a listener, I don't listen to a lot of rap, so even to start with, this was kind of on rough ground for me. It's not necessarily my style, and I just don't think the song was exciting enough to keep me on the hook with it. The backtrack and the bass were pretty good to groove to, but there wasn't anything else I liked about this one. I'm not the target demographic. This is a miss for me. 2 out of 10. mimiirose, Rose. I really liked this one. I'm kind of hovering between an 8 and a 9 in terms of rating right now, because I think it's very good, but I can't say what gives it the wow factor to make it different from a lot of other good pop songs out there. But also, I like it, so I'm going for a 9, because why not? The chorus is excellent, it's catchy, and it carries the weight of the song without, like, shouldering the entire weight of the song. It's not the only good thing the song has going for it, and I love the stringed instrument that plays in the intro to each verse. I can't pin down exactly what instrument it is, but I think it makes a really great addition to the song. I am excited to see what this group next, and I think that makes a successful debut because this song makes me want to listen to more of what they have to say. 9 out of 10. Taeryoung, Happy Trip. This song is definitely super catchy. I have to give it that. And its bright and sunny concept is super cute. But I don't have anything else to say about it. When the song comes on, I'm going to sing along to the I like it, I love it part. But I will also not be playing this song on purpose anytime soon. It's cute, but it's just not sticking with me. 5 out of 10. P.O.A. Stand Up. I enjoyed this song, but I also feel like it's having an identity crisis during the runtime of the song. Like, the song was kind of switching up its genre a little bit throughout the first verse and chorus, and then by the end it really settles into what kind of song it wants to be instead of starting as the kind of song it wants to be. There's a buzzing synth in the beginning that had me worried, but by the chorus it had faded out, and happily it never came back. And then there was a present piano line that came in and it really improved the song, but I feel like it wasn't being utilized quite right either. That said, I can't pick apart what is missing and how to make it stand out more, and that really was the bulk of my review of this song, is that what's there is working for it, but it just needs a little more spice to it, and I can't figure out how to give it that spice. If you like a warm and cheerful song, I think this one is worth listening to, though. But it just needs a little something else to give it that oomph factor. 7 out of 10. Xiumin, Brand New. I like everything about this song except for that intro dance break part they've got where another person sings. I don't necessarily care for that. I don't think it's needed. But everything about this song flows really well, and I was totally satisfied with it when it ended. You hear me go after short songs pretty often, and it's because it's the current trend and I don't like it. I don't like short songs. I think if you're gonna do a short song, you have to do it really well. And this song is a good example of a short song done well. I think this is a good package that they delivered to me in a short amount of time, as opposed to it being a song that they didn't know how to fill up the rest of the song or didn't want to write more. His voice sounds great, it's super silky, it slips right into the place of the song, and I think this quirky and colorful concept is fun. It's just fun. I really like it. 9 out of 10. This is an awesome one. And that, folks, was September. Again, it was really short. Or maybe I need to reframe it, and then this is a normal amount of debuts in a given month, and at the beginning of the year, there was just a lot. Who knows? I can't say. Maybe someone else can tell me. For now, let's get into some of the brass tacks here and enter the month recap section. So this month, we had a modest 7 debuts to listen to. And then of those 7, we had 3 girl groups. Weena, P.O.A, and mimiirose. And quite shockingly, I would say, we had 0 boy group debuts this month. Just none of them. September was not a month for the boyos, I guess. And you can see that in our 4 soloists as well, because we have Yoojung, MUSE, and Taeryoung, and then finally Xiumin, our only male-based debut in the entire month of September. He is the only male contender this month, but I would reckon that he's the most well-known of them as well, because Xiumin had the highest MV count of any debut this month. The artist with the least number of views is MUSE, and she had less than 1,000 views on her song. It's very, very unknown. Of my personal favorites this month, it was just that, favorites plural. Because there was a lot to like this month. There was a three-way tie between mimiirose, Yoojung, and Xiumin. I liked them all. They were all great. And then, again, we have to jump back down to the least favorite, and that song is also MUSE's Drip. And then we get all the way to one of my favorite stats, the average month ranking. So we combine all the scores, we mix them all up, chop them back down, and then we get a nice 6.9 to represent the month of September. And now, before I wrap this up, this seems like a pretty good time to just take a moment and review all of the past month average up to this point. We've still got July untouchable at 7.9. February was a bit of a low spot, didn't quite reach 6. As I look through all of these, I both wonder and worry if I'm going through these and I'm ranking things progressively higher just as we go through the year, and I was being really harsh in the early months. And it's kind of hard to say based on this scale, which is a comfort. It doesn't look like I'm just getting more and more lenient with my ratings. As I listen to more K-pop, I just have more time to really appreciate all the work that goes into songs and appreciate little facets of the music. And I've been wondering if I'm not being as cut and dry as I was in the beginning of the year. I'm giving more leeway to neutral songs, giving more 6s instead of 5s, more 5s instead of 4, etc. Things like that. And it's really hard to say. Because like I said in the beginning, I'm a pretty light rater and arguably easy to please. So it's either do I like the music that was in the second half of the year a little bit more? Or was I just looking with a more critical eye in the early half of the year? It could be a little bit of both. It's just my nature to be easy to please, and I can't say if that's a good or a bad thing. Maybe it's neither. I don't think it's fun to just sit and tear apart music all of the time and be picky so you don't like anything. But I can also understand how it might not be fun to listen to someone who just likes every single thing they hear, no opinion about it. But at the very least, my comfort is that the month averages are not perpetually creeping higher, so that's a good sign to me. Anyway, thank you for listening as I talk that through. For now, September reviews are over, and we should get ready for October, because I know there are debuts I loved in October, and I'm ready to talk about them. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you are ready for October debuts as well. And let me know down below. I am really curious. Do you consider yourself easy to please, or are you picky with your music taste? I would love to hear other people's opinions and how they rate themselves on that. But until that October video arrives, my fellow K-pops and cosmic bodies, our time together has come to an end. May the stars be in your favor and our paths cross again on a winter's fair eve. Peace!